Hello guys. Welcome to Diablo the Primordial. This video is the continuation video after Monitor the Battles. So if you have not watched it, then please watch it. The link is in the description. And please check out my second channel Top Anime Sensei for the light novel of Tensura. So without any further delay, let's start. But before we start, please like, subscribe and press the bell icon so you don't miss the updates. Will I be really fine? Will it be a correct action for me to withdraw from this place? Rumina's hesitated. Xian was barely being able to stand up because of Rumina's support. She used an ability increasing skill so even a near-death serious injury would recover immediately. Improving Xian's regeneration power to the utmost limit was also one of Rumina's ability. If Rumina's withdrew now, it meant Xian would die immediately. Abandoning the front and running away alone by myself? Such a thing, such an ungraceful action, I'll never accept it. I'm the proud Queen of Nightmare, you know. And so, Rumina's steeled herself. I won't retreat. If by any chance I get killed here, go select the next master from the 7 lords. I'm one of the proud octogram. Such thing as running away ungracefully is not fitting for me, don't you think so? She said so and sprouted a beautiful smile. An alluring smile which didn't suit the face of a young girl. The 7 celestial sages, who heard it, have their eyes wide opened with surprise instantly. Their master, who attached so much importance to life, surprised them with such boast. However, at the same time, they were deeply aware. That's right, it didn't suit Demon Lord Rumina's Valentine, who called as the Queen of the Night, to be running away. Because she's the vampire princess who always acted gracefully and reigned nobly. I'll not obey such order. Yes. At the time of your ruin, we'll also follow. The 7 celestial sages disobeyed Rumina's order for the first time. Although she was surprised by it, it wasn't unpleasant feelings which perplexed Rumina's. Far from it, it was instead pleasant feelings. Foo, you fools. Then, strengthen the barrier quickly. Hurry up, you blockheads. Rumina's cheerfully ordered them. As your will. Then, the city defense will. I see. Change the barrier's attribute using the holy demonic inversion technique. Don't allow those angels invading the holy city. As long as we buy some time, Demon Lord Rimuru will send reinforcement. Princess, do you believe in Demon Lord Rimuru? Humph. I don't believe in him. However, there are people who believe in their master while fighting. Don't you think that the act is worth believing in? As she said so, the 7 celestial sages shifted their focus on the battlefield. How the Demon Lord Rimuru's subordinates were fighting couldn't be assessed as just stalling for time. In this situation, even they're betting their life to buy time, despite it practically having no meaning at all. It may be reasonable for their own country, but they had devoted their own life in order to defend the territory of an allied country. Their action was a strong proof of them believing that their master would never abandon them. Indeed, believing such word, we have forgot about it for a long time. Well then, we will start the strategy. May fortune with you, princess. Bowing all together, the 7 celestial sages left. Will it be really all right? So Rumina's hesitated. But she didn't regret. In front of her, Xian stood up once more. No matter how she was wounded, she rises up many times. That's right, I should do the only thing I can do. And so, at the moment, Rumina's tried to support Xian again. Good grief, I have become the opponent because I feel the sign of awakening, but it's disappointing. Or, because there's a person who defends you, you can be at ease. If that's the case, first I'll deal with your recovery means, that way, you might grow a bit. She heard Dagruel's muttering voice. It took a moment for her to realize the meaning of it. Saint, stop it. Xian shouted in panic, but she received Dagruel's blow and became silent. She didn't seem to be dead, but it was very unlikely for her to move. Glancing at her, Dagruel turned around and began to walk towards Rumina's. Rumina's prepared herself. Very well, Dagruel. I shall become your next opponent. Rumina's put herself on guard towards Dagruel. The words she said for herself, she felt funny in her mind. Far from being an opponent, to Dagruel someone like Rumina's was equal to garbage, so she thought. Fumu. As expected, Rumina's, the pride of a demon lord, is not just for show. Hey. To Dagruel's words, she laughed thinly. Such thing as pride, she didn't think about it at all. However, Rumina's just thought that she didn't want to betray Xian. It's strange, unlike with Chloe, I haven't associated with her for a long time. Fighting against Dagruel even though there's no chance for me to win. Why didn't I run away? Did I also believe that someone would come to help? Such convenient thing, would not happen. She pondered and understood. Suddenly, the image of that selfish and carefree black dragon crossed in her mind. A smile floats naturally on her mouth. Her appearance made Dagruel felt strange, but he ignored it without saying anything. Well then, here I go. At the same time as him shouting, his fist was thrust out towards Ruminas. Her soul was frozen in fear. However, Ruminas didn't run away. Evasion was impossible. Recognized that, Ruminas mocked herself. It's so different, struggling till the end, I'm like a different person. But, there was no dissatisfaction, instead, she puffed her chest proudly. At least at the end she has her pride as a demon lord, and she can boast as she challenged a strong person without running away. At least, in her final moments, with her hand, that hateful arrogant evil dragon. Rumina's mind then stopped for a moment. It occurred immediately before Dagruel's fist reached Rumina's. The time had stopped because of Veldora'S. Right now, currently. Something happened before Dagruel's fist reached Rumina's. The powerful fist in front of her eyes. And then, a palm of someone with tanned skin received it. Dagruel's attack, which had an overwhelming power, was obstructed by a man who suddenly appeared in front of Rumina's. Then, "Kuahahaha, I have arrived." While laughing loudly, the man shouted in loud voice. However, time was currently stopped, the man's voice didn't reach anyone. With the exception of Dagruel. No, it reached Rumina's actually. Did he come here? However, Rumina's was conscious but her body can't move. In such confusing situation, Veldora'S voice reached Rumina's. What's this? I can't speak. Has time stopped? But who did it? She was flustered because she shouted instinctively, but Rumina's noticed that she couldn't speak. And so, trying to grasp the situation, finally she realized that currently the world's movement had stopped. What a carefree guy. Even when the world stopped, for him to be able to move like it's natural. It was surprising as Rumina's continuously thought. At the same time, it became very ridiculous. The tension that strained her before death had loosened. She felt a sense of relief filled her heart for some reason. Impossible for me to feel relieved just because Veldora have came. That can't be possible. She threw away such feelings which crossed in her mind and focused on the current situation. There was no light, she couldn't understand anything inside the stopped world. However, Rumina's super perception began to perceive the situation faintly. Only Veldora and Dagruel who calmly moving. She listened carefully to the conversation of those two. What the? Even though I have make my entrance coolly with a lot of trouble? For the world to be stopped? Oh, it's Veldora. It was a miraculous timing, but you have my condolences. Even though I said that, I'm not the one who do it, okay. Anuu, I know. The one who can do thing like this is probably my Aniue. As for the length, enough to stop time for 2 seconds, that person has the useless habit of stopping time for a long time. Oh well, there's no meaning to stop time for a long time. If there's someone else who can move inside the stopped world, stopping time doesn't have any meaning. That's right. I have advised her several times, but she doesn't listen to me. Oh well, it's fine as I don't really care anyway. She messed around such as stopping time when it was punishment time. Oh well, forget it. There's another thing to discuss. What? Umu. To match the timing when the time moving again, I want to redo my arrival. So, as I decided to be cool, it's necessary to make Rumina's impressed you know. Can I hear the reason? Kuahahahaha. What? It's simple you know. I till now have done various thing. Therefore, Rumina's considerably resents me. If I make her indebted to me while displaying how cool I'm, she would forget everything, that's the plan. Kukakuku. For that reason, I was hiding myself from sight. I don't know when you might go berserk so I was a bit worried here. Yet. Even though I had made my entry so cool with a lot of trouble, it was ruined because of my Aniue. That's the reason. Can I ask you for that? Rumina's seemed to hear Dagruel's tired sigh. And then, Rumina's also felt the same. This rotten lizard, I'll strangle him later. Rumina's raged with her face turning red. If she could move now, she'd gifted him a kick without a doubt. Perhaps, I'd be able to move because of anger? Thinking so, she hated Veldora'S attitude. Veldora didn't think that Rumina's can hear him in the stopped world, she deemed it to be his carelessness. I'll teach him a lesson without fail later. Rumina's sworn so in her mind. At the time when Dagruel about to answer Veldora'S offer, there was a person who tried to stand up with a staggering movement. It was Xian. Her eyes were bloodshot, the open wounds on her whole body haven't recovered. However, it was strange that no blood flowing out. While cladding in a strange atmosphere, Xian completely stood up. So Dagruel gazed at her. Xian, huh? You were able to move even in the stopped world? Envy seems to have disappeared. This is, I see. Veldora noticed something and stopped talking. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. And if you guys have not watched my earlier videos, then please watch them. The links are in the description. And please check out my other channel Top Anime Sensei for the light novel of Tensura. And don't forget to like, subscribe and press the bell icon so you don't miss the updates.